They've been tucked into satchels of traveling monks, traded in ancient bazaars, and slipped into the pockets of warriors and poets. Nuts, small, unassuming but bursting with life, are more than food. They're relics of wisdom, fuel for the soul, and some of nature's most concentrated healing packages. And today, science is catching up to what ancient cultures instinctively knew. These crunchy wonders aren't just good, they're transformative. Packed with healthy fats, plant-based proteins, antioxidants, and minerals, nuts are among the most nutrient-dense foods on Earth. They've been honored in folk medicine, praised by modern nutritionists, and now they're having a renaissance. From supporting your heart and brain to nourishing your skin, bones, and mood, even a small handful a day can spark profound change. But each nut is different. Like characters in a story, each one brings its own healing magic, history, and personality. So let's embark on a journey through 10 of the world's most powerful healing nuts and uncover the science, tradition, and everyday wisdom behind them. Number 1. Almonds, the heart's silent architect. Mild in flavor, delicate in texture, but don't be fooled. Almonds are quiet powerhouses. They're rich in monounsaturated fats, vitamin E, magnesium, and plant sterols, all of which work in concert to protect your cardiovascular system. Science insight number 1. Studies show that almonds help lower LDL cholesterol, reduce belly fat, and decrease oxidized LDL, the dangerous kind that damages arteries. Science insight number 2. They also improve blood sugar response when eaten with high-carb meals, making them ideal for metabolic health. Traditional wisdom. In Ayurveda, almonds are soaked overnight and eaten peeled in the morning to awaken the mind and cleanse the heart. How to enjoy almonds? Add slivered almonds to oats, blend into smoothies, or enjoy plain, especially mid-afternoon when energy dips and your heart needs a little lift. Coming up, a nut that doesn't just look like a brain. It feeds it too. Number 2. Walnuts, brain food from the roots of time. There's a reason walnuts resemble the human brain. It's not just symbolic, it's nutritional poetry. Walnuts are the only nuts with significant levels of omega-3 ALA, and they're bursting with polyphenols, melatonin, and vitamin E, a cocktail that reduces oxidative stress, enhances cognition, and may even slow neurodegeneration. While fatty fish like salmon is often praised for omega-3s, walnuts are the best plant-based alternative, with over 2.5 grams of ALA in just one handful, a brain-shaped snack with real brain benefits. Science insight number 1. A 2020 review in Nutrients found that walnut consumption improves memory, processing speed, and cognitive flexibility in older adults. Science insight number 2. Walnuts also support gut health, which in turn boosts brain function, thanks to the gut-brain connection. Ancient belief. Persian scholars believed that walnuts sparked intellectual clarity and only offered them to the wisest of guests. Try this. Mix walnuts into baked apples with cinnamon, crumble onto leafy greens, or snack on them when your mind feels foggy. It's not just brain food, it's clarity in a shell. Coming up next, a nut so potent, one is enough to shift your inner chemistry. Number 3. Brazil nut, the micro-mineral miracle. One nut. That's all it takes. Brazil nuts are the richest known source of selenium, a trace mineral that your body needs in tiny amounts, but whose impact is monumental. Science insight number 1. Just 1 to 2 Brazil nuts per day can restore selenium levels in people with deficiency, improving thyroid hormone conversion, immune defense, and even fertility. Science insight number 2. In a clinical trial, eating 2 Brazil nuts a day for 12 weeks significantly reduced LDL cholesterol and increased antioxidant activity. In fact, 1 Brazil nut delivers more selenium than most daily supplements. It's like nature's own capsule, already wrapped in a shell. Just 1, and you're good to go. Important note, more is not better. Selenium overdose is real. Stick to 1 or 2 per day. Think of it as your natural multivitamin in a shell. Want to try it? Eat 1 Brazil nut with breakfast like a supplement. Pair it with vitamin C-rich fruits to maximize antioxidant synergy. Up next, a nut that keeps your gut flora happy and your digestion dancing. Number 4. Pistachios, the gut's green guardian. Bright, cheerful, and a little quirky, pistachios aren't just a snack, they're a celebration for your microbiome. Rich in prebiotic fiber, polyphenols, and plant proteins, pistachios help feed beneficial bacteria and reduce inflammation in the gut lining. Science insight. A 2020 study showed that regular pistachio intake increased the presence of butyrate-producing bacteria, essential for gut lining health and nutrient absorption. Cultural note. In ancient Persia, pistachios were called the smiling nut for their split shell, a symbol of joy, luck, and good digestion. Try this. Add chopped pistachios to yogurt, couscous, or sprinkle over roasted carrots with a drizzle of honey and olive oil. Now let's talk bones, beauty, and a nut with a whisper of ancient magic. Number 5. Hazelnuts, strength for skin, bones, and balance. Often overshadowed by flashier nuts, hazelnuts are like the quiet sage of the bunch, grounding, elegant, deeply nourishing. They're packed with vitamin E, calcium, magnesium, and healthy fats, supporting skin elasticity, hormone balance, and bone health. Science insight number 1. Hazelnuts are among the best plant sources of vitamin E, which helps protect skin from oxidative stress and supports collagen integrity. Science insight number 2. They may also reduce markers of inflammation and improve blood lipid profiles, especially in postmenopausal women. Mythical origins. In Celtic lore, hazelnuts were symbols of knowledge, said to fall into sacred pools and be eaten by the salmon of wisdom. How to enjoy hazelnuts. Lightly toast and crush hazelnuts into salads, mix into yogurt with figs and cinnamon, or pair with dark chocolate for a skin-loving dessert. From grounded wisdom to elevated mood, the next nut works from the inside out. Number 6. Cashews, the smooth operator for mood and nerves. Creamy, rich, and surprisingly therapeutic, cashews may be the most underestimated of all healing nuts. They're full of magnesium, tryptophan, zinc, and copper, nutrients that support everything from serotonin production to nerve conduction and immune strength. Science insight number 1. Cashews provide tryptophan, a precursor to serotonin, your body's natural mood stabilizer. Low tryptophan equals low mood. And here's a fun comparison. Cashews actually contain more magnesium per gram than bananas, which are often praised for it. Add in tryptophan, and you've got a double boost for mood and stress relief, all in one creamy handful. Science insight number 2. A study in nutrients found that daily cashew consumption helped improve blood pressure, HDL levels, and subjective well-being in adults with metabolic syndrome. Botanical oddity. Cashews don't grow inside the fruit. They hang beneath the cashew apple, encased in a shell full of skin-irritating oils. That's why you'll never find raw cashews in nature. How to use cashews. Soak overnight and blend into creamy soups or sauces, or add to stir-fries for crunch and calm. Cashew cream with garlic and lemon? Instant comfort. From velvet softness to pure luxury. Let's meet the nut that wears a crown. Number 7. Macadamia, the heart's velvety shield. Silky, buttery, indulgent, macadamias are the royalty of nuts. But beneath that richness lies serious health potential. They're among the highest in monounsaturated fats, which support heart health, reduce inflammation, and improve cholesterol ratios. Science insight number 1. Clinical trials show macadamia consumption lowers total cholesterol, LDL, and markers of systemic inflammation, even when calories remain constant. Science insight number 2. Their fat profile mimics the Mediterranean diet, making them an excellent swap for processed snacks or spreads. Aboriginal tradition. Macadamia nuts, called Kindle Kindle, were prized by Indigenous Australians as sacred nourishment, given as gifts of respect and connection. Try this. Add 3 to 5 macadamias to your morning porridge, pair with pear slices or drizzle with maple syrup and roast for a decadent yet heart-smart treat. Ready for the nut that delivers a hit of antioxidants with every crunch? Coming up next, number 8, pecans, the crunchy antioxidant bomb. If walnuts are the thinkers, pecans are the guardians. These buttery, slightly sweet nuts are loaded with ellagic acid, flavonoids, and gamma tocopherols, powerful antioxidants that fight cellular aging, protect your arteries, and support detoxification. Science insight number 1. The USDA ranks pecans among the top 15 antioxidant-rich foods, on par with blueberries and artichokes. Pecans aren't just sweet and buttery, they're also surprisingly powerful. Gram for gram, they can actually rival, or even surpass, blueberries in antioxidant capacity. That's right, this dessert nut competes with the king of berries. Science insight number 2. Regular pecan intake has been linked to improved endothelial function and reduced post-meal inflammation. Ancestral use. Native American tribes revered pecans as the nut that needs no shelling, a staple during seasonal transitions and spiritual fasts. How to enjoy pecans. Toast lightly and add to green beans or quinoa, or toss with cinnamon and sea salt for a clean treat that satisfies. Onto a tiny nut with a powerful secret. Number 9. Pine nuts, the tiny appetite whisperer. They may be small, but pine nuts know how to talk to your hormones. Rich in pinolenic acid, they trigger the release of GLP-1 and CCK, hormones that increase satiety and reduce hunger. Science insight. Studies suggest that pine nuts can reduce appetite by up to 30% for several hours without stimulants or sugar crashes. Ancient ritual. In Roman weddings, pine nuts were crushed and baked into cakes as a symbol of fertility and strength. How to use pine nuts. Blend into pesto, scatter over roasted squash, or sprinkle on hummus with paprika and olive oil. Small, elegant, and satisfying. Last stop, a nut with very little fat, but a long legacy of nourishment. Number 10, chestnuts, the comforting outlier. Chestnuts break all the nut rules. They're low in fat, high in complex carbs, vitamin C, and manganese. More like a grain in disguise, they fuel your body steadily while supporting collagen production and gut health. Science insight. Chestnuts have anti-inflammatory and prebiotic effects, feeding good gut bacteria while offering slow-burning energy. Folk wisdom. In medieval Europe, chestnuts were called the bread of the forest, roasted, milled, and used to sustain entire communities. How to enjoy chestnuts. Roast with rosemary, blend into soup, or mash with a touch of butter and sage. Cozy, grounding, and healing. 10 powerful characters, each with their own story, strengths, and secrets. But beyond their health benefits, nuts also hold centuries of legends, quirks, and wonders that still make us smile. Fascinating, nut facts you might not know. Napoleon's secret ration? During his military campaigns, French troops were issued chestnut bread when wheat ran low, humble, hearty, and surprisingly effective on the battlefield. From peasant villages to imperial armies, chestnuts fed Europe through crisis and conquest. Cashews aren't really raw. Ever seen raw cashews on a label? It's a myth. Cashews grow in toxic shells and must be heat-treated to be safe, meaning they're never truly raw, just carefully prepared for your snack bowl. The Great Nut Heist of 2015. In California, thieves stole over $500,000 worth of pistachios and almonds in a series of high-tech heists. Yes, nut crimes are real and highly organized. Pistachio was the OG ice cream. Long before vanilla and chocolate took over, pistachios were among the first recorded ice cream flavors in the Middle East, dating back centuries as a royal dessert. The origin of nutcase. The term nutcase comes from the 19th century when overindulging in nuts was thought to cause erratic behavior, cracked minds, cracked shells. Clearly, nuts don't just feed us, they fascinate us. How to use healing nuts in everyday life. One small handful a day, about 28 grams, is enough to see real benefits. Choose raw or dry roasted, and go unsalted whenever you can. Rotate your nuts. Each brings a different benefit. Think of it as your nut of the day energy. Soak almonds, cashews, and hazelnuts overnight for easier digestion and creamier texture. Use nuts in both sweet and savory meals. Blend, bake, crumble, toast, or just snack mindfully, and let the healing happen. Make your own nut butters. Blend almonds, cashews, or hazelnuts into creamy spreads without added sugar. Delicious, clean, and customizable. Ancient recovery tip. Pair nuts with raw honey to restore energy after illness or stress. A timeless healing combo. Healing doesn't always come in bottles or breakthroughs. Sometimes, it's in a bowl of nuts on your desk, or a handful in your pocket. Humble, ancient, and quietly powerful. So next time you crack open a walnut, or chew a soft, roasted chestnut, remember, you're not just eating, you're nourishing your heart, your brain, your future self. What's your favorite nut? And how do you use it? Share it in the comments. Your tip might inspire someone else to eat and feel better. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new about healing nuts, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. And while you're at it, tap the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. We're continuing the Nature's Healing Secrets series, and next up, 10 popular berries with surprising benefits. From strawberries to blueberries, discover the hidden powers of the fruits you thought you knew. Got a favorite nut or a family tradition around them? Drop it in the comments. I read everyone. Whether you're team almonds and oatmeal or Brazil nuts at breakfast, let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay well, and keep a few good nuts close by.